now you say you went to Stony. What were you thinking about college before choosing Stony? What were your college options like?
I had nothing. I had nothing going into my senior year. But I didn't deserve anything. Mm-hmm. I hadn't done anything on the varsity level. Freshman, JV, nobody's paying attention to that.
Right.
The college coaches, I should say.
Right.
My junior year, was marked with, me missing 5 weeks of school and, my grandmother passing away. So I couldn't really get on the floor that time. But my senior year, Coach Granby, like I said, Coach Granby, man, he, from the moment, it's funny, they had Big Apple games at Jackson. And, every day I was up at Big Apple games playing because it was a gym. You get free lunch, go get some eats, and you hoop out. And Coach Graham's like, son, where do you go to school? Right? Cause I'm in there, I'm destroying all the returning players.
Yeah.
He's like, wait. I said, I go to Holy Cross. No, you got to come to Jackson. So that's how he would talk. And I was like, I don't know if my dad gonna let me come. Long story short, after Quincy. And Squeak, we call him, after they went and spoke to my dad, he met with Granby, and that was enough to get me there. But like I said, when I got to Jackson, from day one, Coach Granby was on the phone making calls to schools.
What level was Stony Brook back then?
At that time, they were transitioning from 3 to 2.
Okay, got you. So now, what are you thinking about, like preparing for college basketball and preparing for what that would be like? Did you have any clue what that would be like?
So again, I didn't. Sorry, that was Ty. I was a kid, man. Like, I was okay getting my 15 to 20. You know what I mean? I wasn't. I played. I went and played every day, but as far as working on my strengths to make them stronger and my weaknesses to make them stronger, that I wasn't doing that.
Got you.
I wasn't really working on my body. I was just like, I just knew what was in front of me at that time. And I didn't, my dad, is great, but my dad ran track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I didn't have like that person to get me to see what I needed to do long term. Yeah.
Got you, man. Now that you say that, and obviously you have so much life experience now, and the game has changed to where almost everyone has someone like that in their corner. How important do you think that is? Having someone, whether it's a dad, whether it's an uncle, whether it's a whoever, that can like lay out that yellow brick road and say, hey, if you want to step on these bricks, go ahead.
I think it's important, man, because, and I think honestly that's what our youth are missing today. Like that neighborhood influence, you know what I mean? Like the OGs, as we want to call them, where, they knew who we were. They knew what we were about. And if they saw us on the corner for too long, this ain't you, get off the corner and go home. And I think we're missing that today. There's nobody telling these kids, yo, get off this corner and go home. This ain't you. Yo, you're an athlete. You need to be doing A, B, and C. You know what I mean? But I think it's key, man, whether it's male, female, family member, non-family member, to have that person who you respect enough to harp on their words. Most definitely.
Going into Stony, going into your freshman year of college, were you thinking to yourself, hey, I'm going to try to make this into a pro career? Or were you one of those guys going into college thinking, I'm going to college to then go into the workforce afterwards?
So again, don't laugh at me.
No problem, man.
I didn't see long term. I saw right in front of me. So a lot of my friends went to Division I level, and I knew I was hooping with them on certain levels, in some games, a lot of tournaments better than them. And I'm like, I'm going to D3 school? Oh, this is about to be light. So my mind was, first and foremost, was I need this starting spot.
Yeah.
And I did start. I started, actually won Rookie of the Year in the conference.
Nice.
We were a 500 ball club though. But again, looking at it, I'm like, I didn't project long term of what I needed to do. So
to build on that Rookie of the Year.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And again, I didn't have, like I said, I love my dad to death. Without him, I wouldn't be where I am. But I didn't. He ran track,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he would tell me, Bill, do your push-ups. Bill, you know, he worked out. He worked sanitation, and he would go throw garbage, go to the gym, and then come home and work out again. So like, but I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm 15 to 20. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, I hooped, you know, but you know, college is a business, and I learned that really quick after my freshman year, because I'm like, all right, I'm like,
If you got to answer, that's cool. We got.
No, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't him again. I'm like, yo, rookie of the year, my show for the next 3 years ain't got nothing to talk about. nothing to talk about. What are we talking about, right? So, I played, like I said, I played ball in the summer, but I didn't work out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So,
how many people did back then, though, in that era? Like, dudes really, the workout was to play. I mean, I heard that still people. I hear people say nowadays, like, yo, yeah, there was a few people still getting in their individual work back in the 80s and 90s as well. But it was few and far in between.
If you got in your work, it was on your own in the park. You know what I mean? There was nobody training you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just went out there, all right, my left hand is weak, I'm going to work on my left hand. Mm-hmm. All right, my jump shot is not good, I'm going to work on my jump shot. But there was nobody correcting form and technique and stuff like that. And a lot of times, we just went out and hooped. Mm-hmm. You know, playing 21 with 50 guys on the floor. You're going to learn to handle the ball. You're going to learn to rebound. You're going to learn to shoot your float again because you're not getting to the basket.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to learn to change direction, stuff like that. That was really the working out. You know what I mean? But, like I said, I had Dwayne Woodward, I had Paul Ruddick, I had Shy Holloway. Those guys were putting in skill work on their own. Me, I might be in the house eating some cereal or something. Call me when the game starts. You know, so, you know, that was that.
So now, moving along throughout your college career, you say you basically ain't prepare after winning Rookie of the Year. So what was that second year now like? An
eye opener, because I came back and coach had recruited another freshman point guard, and he recruited a point guard from overseas in Israel. So I came
going over international back then, huh?
Yeah, Stony Brook, man. Stony Brook was. So what made me select Stony Brook was when I went on my visit. Stony Brook's campus is beautiful, beautiful, and they had an arena before most schools had an arena. Like they totally revamped the arena, but the arena they're playing in now is what I played in, just not with all the updates. You know what I mean? But I'm looking like I walked in, I'm like, this is crazy. Where do I sign? So I went there. It's funny. I didn't take my other visits. So coach had Oklahoma City lined up, which is an NAIA school. I'm like, I'm not going to Oklahoma. You ain't gonna get me. And what was the other school? Pace.
Okay.
Pace. Yeah.
So now when your college coach brings in these 2 PGs your sophomore season, and you said it was a wake up call. Why do you say that? Like, was your playing time a little bit more diminished, or?
So I didn't even play my sophomore year. So when I came back, I was with the first group to get into practice. Then, you know, coach started mixing and matching me with the other freshman who was Larry Gibson. And actually, I'm sorry, it was 2 freshman point guards and another transfer from Israel. So we're mixing and matching. And I'm like, no, we not about to do this. That's my mindset. Like, nah, I'm rookie of the year. We not about to do this. We did that. we did that. So, you know, me being full of myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here. So I didn't play my sophomore year.
Where you ended up going?
No, I just went to school.
Oh, okay.
I finished out the year there. I went to school. Then I transferred to York College back home. Because at that point in time, I'm like, you know what, man? Basketball is fun, but what we gonna do after basketball?
Yeah,
that's where I was at with it.
Thinking about that.
Yeah, that's where I was at with it. Now I'm like, you know what? And at that time, York was a nationally ranked Division III program. Coach St. John, man, it's funny how things, as I talk about it, things tie in, right? Coach St. John and my dad were really cool. So when I'm talking to my dad about, you know, what we're gonna do and the options, and he's like, well, how serious it is for you? Like, what are you trying to do with this? I said, at this point in time, I just want to have some fun. I want to get an education, get my degree, and I'll figure it out after that. So then I went. We met with Coach St. John, and I went to York. And it's funny because we had played York my freshman year at Stony Brook. Mm-hmm. And I suffered a concussion. They had a big guy named 6'8", like 380 pounds.
Good Lord.
And I got hit with a blind screen.
I be telling people, man, them blind screens will knock you out, man.
Well, yeah, it put me out. But I was playing well before that. I was playing well before that. So Coach St. John had removed me from that game. He was tight with my dad. He was like, just come here, man. Let's get this done. We're nationally ranked. We make the D3 NCAA tournament. And let's go from there.